Hey everybody, welcome to the Kitchen Noob. Today we're going to take a little trip up to Portsmouth, New Hampshire, where there's a little restaurant called Jitto's that makes a New England style Philly cheesesteak called a steak bomb. Now I found the recipe in Cook's Country magazine, which is out of it's America's Test Kitchen magazine. I've used them for consumer goods, like for shopping, from everything from what's the best can opener to what is the best coffee maker to what is the best coffee grinder. They have a ton of recipes in this magazine. Just today I was reading about how to shop for and buy a cast iron skillet, so that might be in my future. I guess the one thing I have to be careful of is I have a glass stovetop. But anyway, yeah, if you want to give this a look, I'll put a link to where you can find this in down below in the little description. And in the meantime, let's go to Portsmouth, New Hampshire and check out a steak bomb. So today's lineup for ingredients. Today we have some beautiful sub rolls that we're gonna use to make sandwiches. We're gonna add some mayonnaise to these and toast them in the oven. Our veg is consisting of red peppers. These are sliced about a 1/4 inch thick. Some onions, about the same, 1/4 inch thick or so. And we have some mushrooms here, and these are cremini mushrooms, baby bellas. You can use whatever mushrooms you want, like if you would just want to use white button mushrooms or whatever. For the meat, I bought this, this is top sirloin. Typically the recipes call for like a sirloin tip. It says sirloin beef tips, which I believe is just sirloin tip steak cubed. These are about 3/4 inch pieces. I went for a top sirloin just because it had a little more fattiness to it. It adds a little more marbling. It adds a little bit more flavor, and it's a little more tender. It's also really inexpensive, but if you're not familiar with cooking meat, this is a great dish to start with because you can use cheaper cuts and you don't have to worry about ruining like a really expensive steak. This is different. I think this is like a New England thing for the Philly cheesesteak. We're gonna add some hard salami to the meat when we're cooking it, which is interesting. I think that's gonna get nice and crispy on the outside, nice and toasty, caramelized a little bit. That fat will render down. And then of course we have our American cheese. This is nice boar's head white American cheese. And our seasoning for this dish is going to be this kind of weird Lowry seasoning salt. That's what they say they saw in the kitchen at this Jitto's diner or restaurant. So we'll see how that goes. I don't mind Lowry's. This stuff is awesome on fries. So we'll see how that goes. So to prepare our buns, we're going to, there's a couple of different ways you can go about doing this. You can slice them down the center like this, like a traditional sub roll. I've also seen it where you can make 2 cuts, like one like this at an angle and one like this at an angle, and take out like the top so that you can stuff it from the top. What, you think we should do that? We're gonna do the second way. We're gonna do it that way. Okay, so I don't have a good bread knife, so I'm gonna use a scissor. That actually works wonders. I'm amazed. I'm truly amazed. So check this out. This is crazy, and if you can believe, I learned this when I was like maybe 16, and I worked at a Subway for like 3 weeks before I just rage quit. If you cut a wedge into the top of the bread, it creates kind of a boat for your filling, which we're gonna have a robust filling of steak and cheese and mushrooms and peppers and onions. That way we can toast this too, and that just goes right back on. And it's clean eating, and like it's not messy. Maybe that's a down thing. Maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe it needs to be messy. So we're gonna do that for the rest of these too. Okay, we're gonna leave that little bit in the corner. Now, these are gonna go in the oven. We've got the rack on about midway, and these go in the oven for about 5 minutes or so. We wanna get a good toast on them. So here we go. Okay, so our buns have been in for about 5 minutes. They're nice and toasty. We're gonna pull these out. We're gonna leave our oven on because when we fill these, we're going to put them back in the oven for a little while. In the meantime, we've been preheating our pan here at about medium-high. It's about 6. And we're going to start cooking our onions, so we need some olive oil. Let's get our onions in. Just kind of spread them out a little bit. We're going to let these cook down for about 4 minutes. We're not going to season those, which is kind of strange because I really want to put salt and pepper on them right now. Okay, so there's been a few minutes. We're getting some nice caramelization on our onions here. And we're going to go ahead and add our peppers. Tell you what, let's move these to the outside. Make like a little well, because those don't need to be cooked as much. Peppers in. Oh, there's one more. And mushrooms also go in. We're going to cook this for about 6 more minutes. Also, here is the part where we add 1 teaspoon of our seasoning. So we're just going to, I have a feeling that's going to absorb into that veg pretty quick because there's not a lot of liquid in the pan, so we're going to distribute that pretty evenly. We'll give it a little stir, and we'll let that cook down a little bit, stirring occasionally while this is going. And in the meantime, while this is cooking, I like that we didn't go real heavy on the seasoning. I think that Lawry's is a very strong flavor, and I like that the onions and the pepper is going to shine through a little bit. So the Lawry's is an enhancement, not a overpowering flavor. This is going to be good. That looks good. Okay, and in the meantime, while this is cooking, I've already done the other 3, but I've been putting mayonnaise on these buns here. Just brushing it on. All right, it's just been a couple minutes. Let's stir this up a little bit. We want this to cook down real nice. We want the veg to be nice and soft. We don't want it too firm. So just give this a little time. This is producing nice heat. We turned it down to about 5. Ooh, there's some nice blistering on that pepper right there. It was a little hot at 6, so we did turn it down just a little bit. Just to balance it. Our onions were burning. There we go. Couple more minutes. Okay, this looks about good. We're starting to get some nice caramelization in here, some nice browning. Our peppers are soft, but they're still a little firm, which is good. We want a couple of good bites of pepper here. So we're gonna move this to a landing plate. Hope I don't get in the way here. There we go. We're leaving our burner on. We're gonna cook the meat next. Oh, that looks beautiful. So this is back on. We've got this amazing decanted, oh yeah, there's a camera. I gotta learn how to use this. It's a new toy. Okay, so more oil. Oh, that's cool. A little bit more control there. We're gonna put our steak in. I almost dropped most of it. Now this, what you do, you're gonna spread that out a little bit. We're gonna put it just like that. We're gonna put our salami on top, and we're gonna leave it alone. It's like putting pepperoni on a pizza. So we're gonna just let it cook on one side. We're gonna let one side get real brown, and we're gonna let the, I guess the conductive heat, or it's, what do they call that? Convection type of heat. Cook the rest of that steak. There we go. And of course we need a little bit of Lawry's seasoning on this too. 1 more teaspoon. And I'll sprinkle it on just like I did the other. Woo. I love that color. Very earthy. Now we're just gonna leave it alone for a few minutes. Real quick, you folks at home, put the seasoning on the steak, not on the salami. At this point, what we're gonna do, it's been a few minutes, and I can see like on this piece, like it's 3/4 cooked through, but it's still got a little pink on the top. I'm just gonna take this and mix it up just a little bit. Look at that. We've got a nice brown edge. I don't know if you can see some of this. There's a nice brown edge on one side of the meat. Burner's off. I want some of that salami to marbleize a little bit. Marbleize? Marbleize. We're gonna take this. I'm gonna add it to here. Let's give it a good mix. Okay, now, here's our bread. And what we're gonna do is maybe the tongs. Yeah. So we want to get a nice distribution of all of the ingredients in every single sandwich. That's the objective. Okay, and then our cheese. So it's 2 slices of cheese per sandwich, and we're gonna put them on like that so it melts over the bun. What do you think? Right? This one broke. This is gonna cook for, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. We're just basically melting the cheese. Okay, we are at a beautiful, beautiful browning caramelization here. We're gonna pull these out. Look at this, look at that. That is nice melted cheese, nice toasty bun. I did turn the broiler on for... This is the cost of having good food in this house. So imagine this happens at about 2 in the morning sometimes when I'm cooking, and it wakes everyone up, and they love me for it.
That's brutal.
Anyway, look how beautiful these are. Nice toasty cheese. Yeah, all right. Which one's our best one? This one? It's unanimous.
Hot, Yusuf.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Well, let's take the lid. Okay, so we're gonna put it like that. All right.
It's a cheesesteak. They don't come with lids.
I'm gonna put some chips on here. And so there we have it, folks. We made our steak bombs. We've already eaten them. They're delicious. I find that they're really good pub food. They don't have, there's not a lot of brightness or a lot of acidity in the flavor. It's a very heavy food. It's very salty and savory, very dense, very heavy food. It's pub food, basically. It was delicious with chips. You could probably make it with fries, put a little Lowry's on the fries so you have a little similar seasoning or a little cohesion between the sub and the fries. But other than that, it was pretty good. Jen did not like the steak bomb part of the steak bomb. So, you know, her being from New York, you know, she knows everything. She likes she wanted the steak to be like sliced very thin, like I guess how Philly does it. But this is a New England thing. This is this restaurant's own variation of it. They cut the meat into cubes, so it's more of a steak bomb than a Philly cheesesteak. So that's the gimmick, but it was good. I liked it. The meat was nice and tender. One thing I did do wrong, I put the seasoning on the salami, which it really brought out the flavor of the salami, which is probably the strongest flavor in the sandwich. It was a very round, garlicky salt flavor. So the seasoning should have went on the meat and then put the salami on top of the meat so that the meat gets a little more flavor, it gets a little more, it's more prominent in the dish, in the sandwich. Other than that, the only other complaint was too much cheese. The cheese was sliced a little thick, but you know, what can you say? It's cheese, come on. I'm from Wisconsin, what do you want? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed cooking today, and I hope you try out this recipe. I will definitely make this again because it was really easy to throw together, And it's a nice little, you know, like if you have company or if you have guests, something like that, it was really cool. So this is, yeah, it was really fun, and I will do it again. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to share this video with your friends and family. And also be sure to hit the notification button so when I pump out a new video, I'm trying to do one once a week, you'll get notified of when the new releases are. So hope you had fun, and I'll see you next time on The Kitchen Noob. Thank you.